Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing the Newbie booktuber tag. The first question is, why did I start this channel? Well, mostly because I don't have a lot of friends that read fantasy, and I love fantasy, but I can't really talk to anyone about it except, just me gushing at them, and most people aren't going to sit around for that. So, started this channel to give me that outlet. And I'm also trying to get out of my comfort zone and do things where fear kind of holds me back. I am very introverted and shy and all these things until I get to know you. And I don't like being center of attention. I don't like being in front of groups or anything. And I had thought about starting a YouTube channel a while back, but I always dismissed it because of the fact that I don't want to be on camera. I don't even like pictures of myself. When my friends take pictures, I will like it on Facebook and I won't even like look at the photo. I just like and keep scrolling because I just don't want to see it. And so it just seemed like a huge stretch to be on YouTube. But here we are. Funny how things change. The second question is, what unique things I can bring to YouTube? Well, I'm hoping that I have enough of a personality and enough passion shining through after I get comfortable that I'll be able to bring something to the table. I feel like I have some differing opinions, which there are some videos coming out shortly about those things. And I'm hoping that I can be relatable to different types of people because I'm pretty able to mesh with different types of people in my actual life, and so it's probably about all you get off of how I can be unique. The third question is, what am I most excited for? Mostly finding a place where I can gush about books and stories, and I get really passionate sometimes, and I'm ready to have an outlet for that because I love stories, And I read all the time, and I used to read a whole lot more, but I never really had an outlet for that. It just all stays in my head, and I just enjoy it by myself, and that's not a whole lot of fun. And so when I discovered BookTube, I figured people actually watch people talk about books, and so I'm excited for creating my own little community of people where we can go back and forth about those kinds of things. Next question, why do I love reading? I have loved reading since I was really young, like really young. And I would also write my own stories when I was in like early elementary school. Like second and third grade, I was writing my own stories and just falling in love with different types of stories. I used to read those little children's classics, little Dalmatian classics of like Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer and Anne of Green Gables and Beauty and the Beast, not Beauty and the Beast, Black Beauty, okay, the horse. I used to read that one, and what was it? Call of the Wild. I used to read those two all the time. All the time. Loved them. Never read the full stories, but I read the children's classics. And so I love feeling things from stories. A lot of the books that I read that are more contemporary are books that are going to break your heart. And I just love feeling stuff. Call me weird, but I love when a book breaks my heart. So this next question, what book or series got you into reading? Well, of course, I used to read the little Dalmatian classics, but I also read the Treehouse books, and the bigger series that I read were Harry Potter, which I think that's probably everyone's answer at this point. But I was like 9 when I first read Harry Potter, and then I was probably 5th grade, maybe, when I discovered Aragon. And I read that book so much, my copy was destroyed. Like, it's a hardcover, I literally taped the spine back to the book because it was just so destroyed, because I just read it over and over and over again. And a couple of my Harry Potter books were the same way, because every time a new one came out, I would reread all the previous ones. My book 3 of Harry Potter was completely destroyed. Like, awful. But I don't want to get rid of them because of nostalgia. So, those are the main ones that really got me into it. This next question is, what questions do I have for my favorite booktubers? Well, I don't really have a whole lot of questions. I mean, not really. But I will take this time to list some of my favorites. The main one that I love, I will watch any video, is Merphy Napier. She's really passionate and expressive when she's talking about books, and I just love her. I love her personality. I think she is just fantastic. I love when she rants about stuff, whether it's good or bad. She does these videos where we roast her favorite books, and then she like complains at us and gets all upset, and it's the best thing ever. And then I also love Alan at the Library of Allenxandria. He's really passionate as well, but he ends up declaring holy wars on his friends. And I think that's the epitome of a friendship. Like, are you really friends if you're not declaring holy war on the people that you love? And so I will watch just about anything that those two do. Alan does a lot of lives, and they're like 3 and 4 hours long, and I will watch every bit of it. I am so entertained by them. This next question is, what will the hardest challenges be? Staying consistent is the biggest thing. I get really busy with other things, and things tend to fall off. I work full time, and I coach high school volleyball, and I coach travel, and I have various other side hustles that I'm also doing, and hanging out with loved ones and going to church, and I just get really busy. And I also am very forgetful. I forget a lot of things, and so I run the risk of forgetting to film and then never having any content. And so those are like the biggest things. But also like learning how to like look at the camera versus like looking at myself, like those tiny things that you don't really think about until you're like actually doing it. And of course, figuring out all this audio and lighting situation. Sorry if this lighting is weird. I've got a little mini lamp because my lighting is so dark. So, who knows? But wanted a different location for today, so we're going with it. This next question is, when did I start reading? I mean, before I can even remember. Like I said before, my earliest memories are from reading those little children's classics and those Magic Treehouse books. And I was really little. I was probably 6, 7 when I was reading those, maybe. Like, early. Next question is, where do I read? Honestly, wherever I get a chance to. I'm so busy and I'm always on the go. I'll read in the office. I'll read in the car. I will read at tournaments when we have weekend tournaments. I'll read on the bus. I do a lot of audiobooks. I have a 35 to 45 minute commute every day at like the minimum. Sometimes it's an hour and a half. And I will listen to audiobooks. And so that's what a lot of what you'll see on this channel is I've listened to audiobooks. It's the only way I get through anything. Otherwise, it'd be like one book a month, one book every 2 months. Next question is, what kind of books do I read? Well, like I said, I read mostly fantasy, but I also like contemporary and romance. Most of my fantasy is Joe Abercrombie, Brandon Sanderson. I love them. John Gwynne is my favorite. I will read anything by John Gwynne. Contemporaries, like I said before, I like when things break my heart. So if it's going to break my heart, I will likely read it. And then I like some romances. Who is it that I read? Abby Jimenez right now. Macy Eddings, I think is her name. She did Brush of Love, where they're like dentists and they're learning how to be dentists. And reminds me a lot of Allie Hazelwood, but I don't like Allie Hazelwood as much. I wish I liked science fiction. I just can't do it. I get lost in all the terms and the descriptions, and I don't know that I've really liked any science fictions other than Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think that's the only one that I've actually read and finished and really enjoyed, mostly because it was satire and it was just like wild. Like, what are we doing? And I think that was the only reason why I was able to like keep up with it and actually enjoy it. But I tried Red Rising. I've tried that one book, the Expanse series. I tried those and I just can't do it. I want to do it. Everyone loves the Expanse and I want to like the Expanse. And it's just not for me. Maybe one day I'll try again. And then other fun facts about me. I'm a mental health therapist. I've done that for 5 years now. I coach volleyball. I've done that for 10 years. And I've coached middle school, high school. I've coached travel. And then I have a lot of varied interests. I love hockey. Oh my gosh, I love hockey. Hockey fans are so brutal. Like, we went to a game last fall and they literally chanted at the opposing goalie and called him a dummy and told him that his mama dresses him funny. Like, you don't do that at sports. And when the officials came out and they called their names over the intercoms, the entire arena just booed them. Like, you don't do that at other sports, but that's hockey. And it's so much fun watching them skate around and bang into each other. And hockey is the best. If I knew anything about hockey, I would coach hockey. But I know very little. Every game, I'm just sitting there, like, Googling things, like, what could this mean? Why are they doing this? Because I don't know anything. I just really enjoy it. Another fun fact. I have a lot of hot takes about comedy. I don't do comedy very well. I hate The Office. It's not funny to me. But I love Friends. Like, Friends is my type of humor. And I can't do The Office. So, fight with me about comedy. I used to train as a martial artist. I did that on and off for like 6 years, I think. And I love superheroes and I love elephants. That's one of probably 4 dozen that I have. But yeah, I think last question is my current read. It's a lot of things. Mostly my main priority is Fury of the Gods by John Gwynne. I am currently doing a reading vlog on that one, and so you will be seeing that soon. But yeah, I think that's all the questions, and I think that helps you get to know me a little bit better. And hopefully we will see you in the next one.